Where were you born?
I was born in McAllen, Texas.
And tell me about the place where you were raised and places you have lived until now.
So I lived in Texas for about 10 years, and I lived in like cities where it's called the Valley, and it's really close to the border of Mexico, so it's very Hispanic populated, and there's a lot of culture there. It's very vibrant, a lot of good food. And then I moved to Iowa when I was 10, and I started 5th grade here, and I moved to a small town called Columbus Junction, Iowa. And then I lived there for about 3 years, and then I moved to Westover, Iowa, and I lived there for 1 year, and then my mom and I both moved to Muscatine, Iowa, and I lived there for 4 years.
Okay. And is that where you lived before you came to
Yes.
Iowa State? Okay. Tell me about your family history.
So my family history, from what I know and from what my parents know, it's just my mom, dad, and then I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. And my mom said that her family came from Spain, her great-grandparents, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then my dad, he's native to Mexico. Him and his family are native to Mexico. And that's all we kind of know. We don't really know much about them.
Mm-hmm. And then do you have siblings?
Yes, I have 2 brothers and 1 sister.
And what are their ages?
My oldest brother, he's 31, he just turned 31. And then my sister, she's about to turn 29. And then my other brother, he just turned 27.
Okay. So you're the youngest?
Yes, I am.
All right. So can you recall when you first knew you wanted to attend college?
Yeah, so when I was little, my dad, we all traveled a lot when I was younger. And so I remember he took us to Austin, Texas, and we visited the University of Texas. And I remember I wanted to, I was around 6 or 7, and I remember I wanted to go to that school, but I didn't. And then when we came to visit Iowa, because he lived here for a while, and when we came to visit him, he took us to go visit the University of Iowa, and I was around 8 or 9, and I remember I wanted to go there too. So I just it was kind of it was just a thing since I was little, and my mom always told us that education always came first, and to pursue a higher education since they couldn't.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So how did you prepare to be the first in your family to attend college?
Prepare. So when I entered high school, I heard about a program called Upward Bound, and so I joined that, and it's a college readiness program. So throughout the 4 years, we would visit colleges, and we would do activities such as how to be able to handle your money or time management or something with mental health. And so that really helped me a lot. And I also did the summer program in the summer, and we stayed at the University of Iowa, and it was a 5-week course, and it was supposed to be almost like if we were in college and we had classes on certain days. It was just supposed to give you the college experience. Mm-hmm. And so I feel that helped me prepare. And also my best friends are older than me, and so she's currently at U of I, and I've talked to her a lot, and she's given me a lot of advice. And my other best friend, he's a junior at U of I, and so he's giving me a lot of advice. I always usually just go for them for help.
Mm-hmm. So I'm curious how you chose ISU, but we'll ask that later, because it sounds like a lot of U of I connections there, but we'll touch on that later. And you remind me if I forget.
Okay.
So what was the process like for you? I know you talked about some of that just now, but if you wanted to expand on that. Preparing for college and getting ready to attend college.
Okay, so my senior year, they talked to, in high school, they talked to us about FAFSA junior year and scholarships. And so by the time I was a senior, we had to meet with our counselor, and then my high school also provided it was an event called FAFSA night, and there was like people who helped you fill out your FAFSA, and since my parents don't know anything about that, I had to go to that so they could help me, and we filled out my FAFSA together. And our school also had a scholarship application. There was like one application that went to a bunch of scholarships, and so I did that. And then Upper Bound, one of my advisors, she showed me a bunch of scholarship websites that I could use.
So how did your community support you in your decision to attend college?
My community being like my family, or
However you decide to think about community.
I just think about my family. So honestly, my mom, it wasn't like, it was like set. Like as soon as I was getting older, she told me like, you're going to college. And like so did my brothers and sister. Like they just kind of expected me of it, like expected it out of me. And so, but once I got here, they've been supporting me. Like my mom sends me money because she thinks I'm gonna run out. And my parents call me every single day just to make sure I'm okay. And it actually helps me a lot because it's a little tough being away from them too. My siblings, they're okay. Like they call me every once in a while. I've gone home a few weekends and they just talk to me, ask me how it's going. They mostly just send me like memes on Facebook. So.
All right. And how did you decide, well, you're open option, so I was gonna ask how you decide, the question is how did you decide on your major? But I guess I am more interested in, since you're open option, do you have majors you're thinking about declaring?
Yeah, I'm thinking about engineering, maybe civil, but a little open in engineering. I also thought about animal science because since I was little I wanted to be a vet, but I'm not sure now. So, and I know I love animals, so I want to work along there, but also really like math and enjoy it. So that's where the engineering comes from.
Thank you. So share with me why getting a college degree is important for you.
It's important for me because my parents came here when they were really young to give us a better life, and to me it means everything because they couldn't get any type of degree, they couldn't even finish high school. So it's important for me because it's just, since I'm the first one, it just means like a lot. I don't really know how to describe it, just because they couldn't go, and I want to do something for them because they obviously came to this country so I could do something.
Thank you. How will life and experiences be different for you after college?
Well, since I'll be the first one, I think it gives my mom something to gloat about to her sisters and brothers, and same with my dad. It'll change just because, I don't know, I'll be they weren't able to accomplish that, and I will be able to.
Right. What identities are important to you, and please describe these identities and how they attribute to your current journey.
So my identities, because I identify myself as Mexican American, and so it's really important to me because so I don't forget where I came from, since I grew up in a really Hispanic town and full of culture, and my mom has always made sure that we don't forget where we came from or where she came from. So that's really important to me, is being Hispanic. And my journey, I would like to because it's harder to fit into a school that's predominantly white. So I always try to find some people who look like me, or clubs that have people that look like me, just somewhere where I can fit in with culturally wise.
And have you been able to do that?
Not yet.
Alright. So what does being the first in your family to attend college mean to you? I feel like you may have touched on this some, but if you want to expand.
Sure. Well, because I shouldn't have been the first one in my opinion. Like my brother should have gone or my sister, but they didn't. They took a different path, and that's okay. But I don't know. So I can't. It's like a feeling of like being proud of myself, and that I was able to do something that they weren't able to. So and for my parents too.
Thank you. What legacy do you want to leave?
So the legacy I want to leave is that anything is really possible. Like you can just really do anything if you set your mind to it, and to show if I have future like kids that they can go to and that it's not an option. And, yeah.
Like your mom told you.
Yeah, it's not an option. Just a legacy of like my family being proud of me, especially my mom.
So what are you most proud of to this point in your life?
Honestly, just being here in college. Like when I went home last weekend, like me and my mom, like I just keep telling her like I can't believe I'm in college. Like I talk to my friends, I'm like I really can't believe I'm here. Because some of my friends, like their parents went or like their siblings went. It's like to me it's completely different. And my mom's like, well, you're here, like just like have fun with it. But to me it's honestly really crazy because when I was little, like yeah, I wanted to go, but I never really saw myself being here because I didn't see my siblings there.
So we have a couple more questions, but tell me about how you decided on Iowa State.
So yeah, I do have a really big U of I connection. Like my sister's husband's a big U of I fan, and when I was 15, they took me to a U of I game, specifically one against Iowa State, and I remember they lost. I wanted to go to U of I for the longest time, but they didn't really have what I wanted to study because I knew my interests were like with animals or engineering, and U of I has like an engineering program, but Iowa State has both, and I didn't want to transfer, and I just also since I like went to U of I every summer for the past 4 years, I wanted something different too. I wanted to change.
Thank you. We're just curious. So second to last question, what advice would you share for current and future first generation college students?
I would say to just do it, like apply for the scholarships, apply for the schools you want. You never know if you'll get into them. And if you're stressed or anxious, just ask for help or talk to someone, because I definitely did. Like before coming here, I talked to my best friend. She had to like calm me down a lot of times because I was so nervous for school and like leaving my mom. And it's scary at first, but you're gonna be okay. Like you're gonna find people here. You're gonna have someone to talk to.
Thank you. So really that was our last question, but share with us, so talk us through your artifacts that you brought with you. So.
Okay. So I have a bunch of pictures of my mom because my mom is like my everything to me. So, okay, maybe I should just go through all these pictures. I'm trying to like separate them by friends. Okay, so I'll start with my family. My family is the biggest thing in my life. So I have a picture of my mom, and this is at my scholarships, one of my scholarship ceremonies. I received a scholarship, a $3,000 scholarship from my school, and so this was her and I. And then I also have another picture of another scholarship, and this was my mom and I after I received 2 scholarships, $4,000 in total. And so, and this is my siblings at my sister's wedding. It's like the only picture we have together recent. And so we're all dressed up, so I brought it. And this is my brother Anthony and my brother Albert, and then my sister who got married. That was her maid of honor. And yeah. And then I have a picture of my dad at my junior prom. And it was when we were dressed up. I don't really have that many pictures of my dad because we don't really take pictures together. It's kind of weird. And then I have a picture. She's like my niece. She's my best friend. She's gonna be 13. I love her. And this is us at the Hawkeye game, which is Iowa State. So yeah, I'm a little Hawkeye fan still. And then this is my niece and my nephew. They're like my world. I love them. They're just so great. And this is us at the playground. They were at the playground. And then this is my mom and I, my graduation. And yeah, she cried a little bit. And then I go to my advisor. So like people who like help me get to college. And so this is Wisdom. He was one of my upper bound advisors, and I still talk to him to this day. And he's always been there for me since I met him my freshman year, and he's always like offered me advice and given me advice about college. And then this is my English teacher, Mr. Guerra. This is also my scholarship ceremony. He was the person I referred to, and he also nominated me for a scholarship. And I met him my freshman year. He was my English teacher then, and then my senior year he was my English teacher too. And I actually emailed him, but he never emailed me back, and I'm a little hurt. But yeah, he's a really great teacher. He's inspired me to do anything, and that I am able to do anything. And these are a picture of my friends. So I have two pictures. Okay, so this is my best friend Daniela. She's currently at U of I, and she's in the middle. And then in the yellow dress is my best friend Shailene. We have like a group chat. We talk like every day. Shailene's pretty close. She's in Fort Dodge at Iowa Central, but Daniela is the one that's like helped me a lot, especially in college. I always ran to her. And this is our picture of my friends. Them two, they're at U of I, and then my friend Phoebe, she's at Iowa State, so we do talk a lot. I just saw her yesterday. And this is my friend Miguel. He's a junior at U of I, and he kind of helped me figure out that I wanted to minor in Spanish. And I asked him for a lot of advice because he's a med major, and like he's taking biochemistry, and I'm over here struggling in regular chemistry. So, and this is one of my good friends, Santi. He's in Kirkwood, and we talk every day, and we kind of have like similar interests. And this is funny. This is from Halloween and her band concert last year, and I was The Rock. My friend was Jake Paul. And this is Raquel, and I talk to her every day. She's in high school right now, and we both kind of bonded over how our parents were immigrants and how they came here for her to have a better life too. And so she always asks me for help too, so I give her advice. And then I have this book. It's a little ripped because my dog got into it, but it's from my teacher, Mr. Guerra. He gave it to me at my scholarship ceremony, and it meant a lot to me because he thought about me, and also because Sandra Cisneros, and my freshman year we read a book called The House on Mango Street, and she was the author. And so like he wrote a little note in there, and it was just like we've come back full circle. So it's meant a lot to me, and the fact that these are stories of like a young girl who on both sides, like the Mexican border and the U.S. border. So it meant a lot to me because that's how, like I've always struggled with identifying myself and how I can be Mexican in America. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Jackie, for sharing all of that with us and your story.